Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Diaspora Panel, the voice of the diaspora, where we discuss Nigerian politics and issues in Nigeria. Today, we are going to discuss another very, very important issue. Before we go on, I want to introduce my panelists today. I have Mr. Olaitan Adedigba, who is based in the United States of America. Mr. Adedigba, you are welcome.
It was my pleasure being here today.
I also have Mr. Ademola Adisa, who is based in the United Kingdom. Mr. Adisa, you are also welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are missing one of our panelists, Mr. Lalawal, who is unavoidably absent, and we hope to see him next week. Now, for all our viewers, please, if you have not subscribed, please take time to push that subscription button. It's free of charge. You are not charged for it. And if you like any of our videos, please click on the like button and share it. Send it to your friends and your family members so that they too can watch the video. Today, we want to discuss Egbe Afeninfere, the Yoruba socio-cultural group, who have been in the news very lately for some very bad reasons. Let me put it like that. We've seen what has been going on between Pa Fashionati and Pa Ayuadebanjo in the politics of, support for the different political parties in Nigeria. Now, we all know that Egbe Afeninfere is a respectable group of elder statesmen. We are talking about people who are in their 90s. And these are very, very respectable elder statesmen that we all love. But what's going on in the last few weeks, has divided us into one side or the other. So I'm going to start with you, Light. We know that Egbe Afeninfere, that's Awolowo's baby, that was formed in London many, many years ago. This is the same Egbe Afeninfere that was the action group in the First Republic until the soldiers took over and they became a socio-cultural group. In the last, as we were growing up, we knew them only as a socio-cultural group, for the support of Yoruba politicians and all that. So the question I want you to answer: should Afenifere be partisan politically, or should he just be neutral? What do you think?
Afenifere, we are political animals.
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing bad in Afenifere being a partisan. But be as it may, when you are carrying people, when you are leading, there should be a synergy between you and your followers. The other people who are Afenifere is Yoruba socio-cultural group and filled with eminent people in Yoruba land, the elders, people who have seen it all in the Yoruba land. And everybody, we have political affiliation, one way or the other. For Pa Adebanjo to pitch his tent against, with a political party, it should be a collective affairs. No, like we usually say in Yoruba land, that a tree cannot make a forest. It can only beautify it. You must sit down with your people. Okay, which direction are you going? Which direction are we going? Then we go. Or you cannot just say, okay, I'm leading this. All of you, I'm leading you. I'm supporting one particular political party. It is not done, right? So, as a result, we are, like I said earlier, we are political animals. We are bound to have political affiliation, and if you want to have a political affiliation, it should be a collective affair. That is my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Demola, now Egbe Afeninfere is a Yoruba socio-cultural group. Although some of us may not be a member physically. Spiritually, we all belong to it because that is the body that is fighting for Yoruba people. That is the body that represents our worldview. That is the body, that shows us which way we should go at any point in time. So should these elders, should they be, supporting political candidates without any recourse to the entire Yoruba land? Should they be doing that, or are they not supposed to consult the wider Yoruba population before they give any political support?
Oh, thank you, Deji. The Afenifere they were the compresses of our Yoruba elders, and they have been on the politics of Nigeria for a long time, and they have been the backbone of Yoruba, not only cultural and social issues, but also even political interest. So they serve both the Yoruba interests in all ramifications. So we need to be very careful in whatever the ranking that is going on now. We still need to give them the honor and respect of their position. We really value their contribution to Yoruba race and whatever and all they have been doing over the years, and to protect the interests of Yoruba land. The issue of Afenifere in politics is not something new. They have been in politics for a long time and also try to support Yoruba candidates in political interest. But what have deviated for now is it seems there are diverse interests that are going beyond the mandate which they have, that is to represent Yoruba race, not to represent Nigeria. Their primary focus is to focus on the interests of Yoruba race and Yoruba nation in all ramifications to reflect the interests of Yoruba people. So it's not their mandate to respect anybody beyond the interests of the Yoruba people. That is why they are socio-cultural, political organization for the Yoruba people, not for Nigeria. Their voice, they make contribution for Nigeria as well, because Yoruba can stay on its own within Nigeria. We have to work in alliance and in cooperation with other ethnic groups in Nigeria, and that is what we have been doing all along. But to now jettison their whole interests against, for the purpose for which they were created, for which purpose they are serving, for any other purpose, then they are, reducing their mandate. They are going out of the mandate they have. They are not the only socio-cultural organization in Yoruba land. There are other auxiliary organizations where they are they are feeders to Afenifere, which is regarded as the most senior group. And we expect that they will have take these people along with them and ensure that the voice, when they have the same voice, something politically in the interest of Yoruba land, is something that reflects the general interest of Yoruba people and acceptable to all Yoruba people.
Thank you very much. Laiton, Afenifere represents the interest of Yoruba people. It represents the political strategy. It represents the mindset. So this is the socio-cultural group that at any point in time should be moving Yoruba people forward. So I don't understand by Adebanjo, by him supporting Peter Obi, how would Peter Obi now move Yoruba interest forward? You understand what I mean? How would the support for Peter Obi, how does that move Yoruba forward?
That is where That is why they always say in a language, the proverb is I will answer you that question with the proverb in Yoruba land, that you should be careful not to throw a bad water with the child. When you are so much in contending, contending with Bola Tinubu. Papa, you are the manager now. When you are contending, when you have contention with people like Bola Tinubu, you think that you are fighting Bola Tinubu. Indirectly, you are fighting the Yoruba race, the Yoruba culture, the Yoruba you represent. You are made to be the acting leader of Afenifere by Afashinoti. When Afashinoti would think that, okay, I'm going on, I'm doing this, so they should be doing, you should be leading the Yoruba race. So when you are leading the Yoruba race, like you said, the Afenifere represent the interests of the Yoruba, the cultural heritage of the Yoruba, the political entity of the Yoruba, and everything that Yoruba stands for. Right? We have 3 nations in Nigeria. Yeah, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. So it is ironic that you have to foster the interest of the Yoruba. Ironically, you are the one standing at the cog in the wheel of the progress of the Yoruba, saying you want to bring in, you are supporting Igbo. Right? It's ironic, but that is the truth. And it sounds so funny. You are to foster the interest of the Yoruba. Oh, this is Yoruba race. This is what we stand for. This is what we are going to do. Invite Bola Tinubu. This is what we want to do. We've sat down on a constitutional conference. We made a lot of amendments. We made a lot of proposition that they should do this, they should do that. We are going to support you, provided you be able to do this. These are what we are Yorubas. We are playing the second fiddle in a country that belongs to us. And we are one entity. We call ourselves one entity. Yoruba cannot hold any post without being chosen by the Fulani. Yoruba cannot be the military head. You cannot be civil servant. You cannot be all this. So these are the cause that should be giving one a concern. Right? These are cause that we should thinking how we about to re-strategize. Process re-engineering should come in. But we find out that we can't, Yoruba, by so doing, how can Igbo say, okay, you want to foster the interest of the Yoruba? Tell me. Where they don't foster their own interest. Or after we say we want to champion the interest of the Yoruba. It's impossible. We don't see ourselves as one too. So these are the areas we should concentrate attention on. So that is why I don't blame Baba Fashoranti when he said, okay, this Bola Tinubu are the one that are my anointed candidate. That is the one that represents Yoruba. It is the ear and the eye of the Yoruba among the political gladiators. So it's good. It's a right step for Papa Fashoranti to say, okay, I'm anointing you. I'm still the chairman. He's acting chairman. So he's not dead yet. So that Padimajo will take the position of Fashoranti.
Okay.
So that is my case.
Thank you very much, Lighton. Even though I believe that any Nigerian, whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, whatever you are, you can vote for anybody you like. And I appreciate that there will be a lot of people, Yoruba people, who will vote for Peter Obi, and there will be a lot of people who will vote for Tinubu, and there will be a lot of people who will vote for Atiku. So, but what I am on about is, and I'm directing this question to you, Demola, is we have an organization called Ohaneze Ndigbo. They advance the interest of the Igbo people. We have an organization called Arewa Consultative Forum. They advance the interest of North people, the people in the North. So they protect their interests. And the same way we have Afenifere. So how does you now anointing an Igbo man? I'm not saying Pa Yuade Major cannot do that by himself as a person. But how can you now saying every Yoruba man should move away from Bola Tinubu, you should now go and vote for Peter Obi? Does that now, is that Yoruba interest? Does that now move our interest forward?
I don't think so. But let me come from the premises of which Pa Debanjo asked that the Afenifere championing the cause of Obi, and their assertion is that the other regions have it, and the East supposed to have it. So in that sense, they think that on this rotation period, is supposed to go to the East, which is not truly, from my own perception, a true analysis of the whole situation. And let me put it this way, because yes, we said there should be a fair rotation, which is the North and then the South. The last time, before the North, the current president, which is President Buhari, took over from the Easterner.
Yes.
I don't. The zoning we have in Nigeria is North and South, and then we have the East and the West.
Yes.
So the East, Jonathan comes from the Eastern region.
Yeah.
So the last person that had to be before Buhari
was from the East.
Was from the East. So if he's coming now to the South again, he needs to come to the West, to the Western region. Is that the regional perspective that we are using? So for them to use that they think that you have to go to Obi if there is no other thing. But there is a rumor which I don't believe it, but I think that there is a rumor that's saying that Badejo to have an image part of it ascend at
I don't want us to go into that.
No. I don't want to, because there are, sometimes you need to look at some of these things and see.
I don't think that's the reason. I don't think that's
is a validity or anything to it, because otherwise you don't condemn, you don't throw what it belongs to your family to an outsider. Now, this perception of Yoruba, how do Yoruba usually feel in national politics? This has been going on for ages. If you remember, during the constitutional conferences, the Arewa always have a formidable force to represent the interests of the North in whatever discussions. The Indigo also have a formidable force to represent whatever the forces are for the interests of the Eastern regions. The West usually have a liberal force that think about what is good for Nigeria, not what is good for. And that is why we have been marginalized in almost everything. In state creation, in local government creation, in revenue allocation, the West has always been marginalized. Because this set of people that we regard as our leaders are not representing us, but they are representing our self-interest. And the high time that this thing needs to be addressed and focused back on the interests of, yes, we work as in Nigeria, we work in harmony, we work in cooperation with each other, but yes, we have our own interests, self-interest as well that I need to protect, even though we are working with other regions. But that doesn't mean that we should be only the one that will always be sacrificing everything for the interests of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Demola. Lighton, we're looking at Egbe Afeninfere, and it's a club of elder statesmen. We're talking about people in their 90s. So I'm just wondering, why are they throwing rubbish at each other on the pages of newspaper? Why?
In any social organization or political organization, there are bound to be differences. Right. Even this renowned management theorist, Edmund Burke. He said, where there is no disagreement, where there is no crisis, all this stuff, we should ignite it. You get what I mean? So they are bound to be crises, but we need to manage our crisis ourselves. Let's go back to 1997. These people, when they said they move a communique, all the Yoruba leaders, they met in Ibadan. But like it, I mean, read the communique that anybody, the consensus that they agreed upon, but like I mean, read it to everybody. There were too many people. Bishop Bolanle Gbonigi, General Alani Akinade, Dr. Amos Akingba, Arijekola Alao, everybody, they were on seat then. So they agreed that anybody that become the Afenifere leader will become the leaders of the Yoruba. That was the agreement. But Fashion already believed that, okay, age is telling on me. Adebanjo, you can, be the acting leader. They should be, where Pajasin was the leader, they always had the meeting in Pajasin's house. Adebanjo, what he did was he shifted the meeting from Fashion house to his own house in Ijebu-Igbo. Right? Not only that, they don't feed Fashion back. Whatever decision they make, in starting an advisory role again. So all these things, they are bound to be tension. These people is Adebanjo that is igniting problems there. You are leading. You should lead by example. I mean, we know the definition of leader.
I don't want us to apportion any blame. I don't want to apportion any blame.
No, I'm not apportioning any blame.
Okay.
But because we have our own ways of doing things, right? You are a leader. You should consult widely before you take any decision that represent your group that you are representing. Right? This is a leader. That is what leadership is all about. Consult widely. You can't just, stand up and say, okay, this is where I'm going. And all the Yoruba people should go there. Like you said, the question you asked was so apt and fundamental to what is at hand. That how will Igbo, where they have Izengbo, where they have So they are championing their cause. They are championing their cause. You that we said you should champion our cause. You said, okay, you are supporting Igbo. Is it not? It's unthinkable.
Okay.
That's how I view it.
Okay.
What are representing our leader? Say no, I'm not. You are following Igbo. Maybe he doesn't know the meaning of his of the position he is holding.
Okay, like I want us to be respectful to Adebanjo.
Adebanjo, I'm respectful.
Yeah, that's respectful.
Oh, I don't spare my tongues when occasion demands that we should talk. I don't spare my tongue.
Okay, right. Demola, now that Power Functionality has now responded by him now laying his hands on Bola Tinubu's head. So now we now have now have two divisions now. We have Pa Adebanjo, who is supporting Peter Obi, and Pa Functionality, who is now leading the support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, what effect do you think this will have on the 2023 polls in Yoruba land?
It's difficult to say what effect all this will have. But one thing is very clear is that it shows that there is a correction to anomalies earlier done, because even Adebanjo specifically say that he doesn't have the mandate of Yoruba people to declare what it is. He said it's just the perception of the committee or the executive of Afenifere, and that is what, and on the premises of what they do and how they reach to that conclusion, he explained himself. But he never categorically said that he had the general mandate of Yoruba people in his declaration. Now, that is something that we need to learn from in the near future when we're making serious declarations that maybe affect the general instinct of Yoruba land entirely. Then it need to be a wider consultation and acceptance communique from the respective sectors. I mean, for every angle of Yoruba land. For such a decision to be taken, you need to embrace this all the, areas of Yoruba land and accept a communique on that for anybody to make such a declaration. And it should be a unilateral declaration by anybody, irrespective of their position in the organization. So we need to move forward from that. According to, we expect Adebanjo to give honor to Afenifere, because Afenifere, in accordance with our culture, is the head of the house for now. And whatever the head says is what's really bounds. So culturally, it doesn't need to be contentious and challenging the authority of the head of the family. It needs to really pipe down. His position is acting on behalf of Afenifere. So I won't expect, when Afenifere say what you have done is wrong, I expect him to accept it and make amend accordingly.
Anyway, thank you very much, Demola. So we've come to the end of this segment. Next, we're going to discuss the Nigerian currency, the redesignation of Nigerian currency. Just before we go to that segment, I want to give you you guys 1 minute to just wrap up your your conclusion. So, Lighter, in just 1 minute, I want you to look into that camera and talk to people of Yoruba land what they should do in 2023.
Yoruba people, we've been second. We play a second fiddle in a country that belongs to us for so long. It is now time to determine our fate. As a nation, right, where we want to stay. Whether we want the Fulani to continue ruling us, whether we want Igbo to rule us, whether we want fellow Yorubas to rule us, right? It is now the time for us. Everybody, you should go and get your voter's card. We need somebody with mental capability to rule Nigeria. We need somebody that will bequeath a better Nigeria to the future of our children. And the person is Chibola Tinubu Ahmed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Demola, can you, in 1 minute, can you summarize your opinion?
Yeah, thank you. We, as Yoruba people, we work in collaboration with others. We are Nigerians. We have to, as far as we are still within the entity of Nigeria, we all have to work in harmony with other regions. So we have been doing that, and we have been making sure that Nigeria is stable. This is an opportunity. Opportunity is being given to us, not only by ourselves, but other Nigerians to lead. And we expect all Yoruba people to support the opportunity that is given to Yoruba people to lead Nigeria once again. And it is not just because he's a Yoruba man, but he has the capacity and competency to be able to deliver and to represent Nigeria in all ramifications.
Thank you very much, guys. And in my own opinion, I am imploring every Yoruba man and woman, look at the manifestos, look at the campaign. Who is likely to represent your interests? Who is likely to go there and protect your interests as a Nigerian? Who is likely to do what you want them to do? That is what you should look at. You should be able to vote for. There are a lot of candidates out there. Peter Obi is there. Bola Tinubu is there. Atiku Abubakar is there. she will raise. There are a lot of people there. Look at the president who most likely represent your worldview and vote for him. So we're going to the next session. We're going to discuss the Naira. The federal government in the last few weeks, they want to change the face of the Naira, especially the 1,000 Naira note, the 500 Naira note, and the 200 Naira note. And so because of that, a lot of people have been bringing their money back into the bank. And before, I want to show you a video which caught my attention, and I'm sure it will catch your attention. So please give me a moment while I share this video with you. So look, watch this video. Can you see the video?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. This is a trailer load of Naira, 1,000 Naira trailer load that has been kept in the house for about 20 years. Now, this has rotten. This has now become, in fact, the guys, they called it tuwo kudi, a money that has been, a kudi that has become tuwo. You know what tuwo is? So look at that. So why are people so wicked? They should have used this money either to buy land or to invest in some, to put it in a bank, or even go to a party and go and spray it. But look at this money in trailer. So, Lighton.
Yeah.
Let me come to you first. What do you think about this? What do you think about this?
Like I always say, is madness. It's total is sheer madness on net. When Afri Nigeria cannot avoid to square me. But some guys, some people, they kept this money. You will see somebody stealing 8 billion naira. You can't sleep more than a room. They break. How do you want to? I don't know.
The money here cannot be less than 100 million.
I'm telling you, it's sheer. I don't know. How can somebody keep this sort of money for 10 years in his house? For what?
Look at that.
That is the height of selfishness. Some people are begging for house outside. Some people cannot. They don't have a house. This one should have been a constructed local government, a tar the road, provide more water, provide light, provide police station, provide everything.
And they are taking this to bank now. One stupid bank will now accept this from them.
They should not accept all this money from them. I'm telling you, they should not accept this money from them. It's wrong. We can't be doing this as a nation. We should even, in secondary school, they should include in the curriculum, in secondary school, in primary school, in colleges, they should include in the curriculum welfare system, whereby you take care of your people, right? You take care of your fellow human beings. You be a brother to your fellow human beings. So once they teach us this, it will. I mean, once we imbibe it from secondary school, primary school to college, then it will be part and parcel of us. That is why in America, I saw a guy. We were discussing. Something happened. He called police. He quickly called police. I look at him. In Nigeria, some people with the tapping light, they will be supporting him to tap the light. That the government belongs to the government. But here in America, if you do that, fellow people around here in Advanced, they will call police to come and arrest you. Right? Because it's a nasty attitude. They believe it's a nasty attitude. Okay. But in Nigeria, they will be supporting you. So all these things, we need a new orientation. We need to be brief about all these social anti people attitude.
Okay, thank you, Lighton. Demola, I know you saw that video.
Yeah.
What came to your mind when you saw it? What came to your mind?
I just thank God for everything. Now, let's put it this way. Yes, President Muhammadu Buhari is the cause of all this. When I said it's the cause of all this, it's for a good reason. It's because of this, the Buhari regime's until corruption crusade and all the models, all the procedures that put on in banking system, all this that make it difficult for people that earn illegal fund to move about with them freely as they used to be. And that is why they were hiding it. And because they cannot take it to the bank without giving a justifiable reason how they come across such large sum of money. How would we be, because this money can be traced to them, and the EFCC can ask them how they get this money. So what did they resort to? They resort to hiding it, putting it somewhere, and just like any paper, you put it in something down, it changes color, it degenerates, and it becomes worthless. And that is all the loot are becoming worthless. Now, initially they were hiding it when Buhari was probing them. They are digging grave, they are digging gutter, they are digging everywhere. A lot of them, some of them were found, a lot of them were not found then. Now, those ones that were not found are now being found now. Because they now know about the change of currency, which is also a laudable program from Buhari regime. For them to come out to say, okay, they introduced e-currency, it's over a year now. I'm sure they have this in plan for over a year now. They have been printing the money in secrecy because they know that if people know about it, they will have tried to circumvent it. You can see the uproar that was generated when it was even announced that the money will be the color of soldier high currency money, which are the one that are stolen, that are being hidden all over the place. Now, this being done now means that a lot of them are bringing this money out now, hoping that they will be able to convert it, which will not be possible because you have to, for it to be comfortable, it should not be, it's not be deformed in any way. So no bank will be able to accept it for them because they may not even know whatever the money, how the money actually look like. And if the government is sincere, I hope there will not be a backdoor for all this money to get into this central bank again. So this is a waste in itself. And if you remember, we also remember that the central bank governor has raised a concern that the level of money is outside the central bank is too much. And they are not, it's not being, they don't, because more than 75% of currency that were produced are outside, which it should not be. It should be the other way around.
Okay, well, before we go into all that, let me just go back into to Lighton. Lighton, the problem we have in Nigeria is what I call poverty mentality. Poverty mentality. Because somebody withdraws 1 billion and go and keep it in a septic tank, or go to the farm and go and bury it there. So they're not thinking like a rich. But for you to have 1 billion naira, you must have something there. You must have invested money. You must have made that money. And for anybody who has 1 billion naira to go and be burying it in a septic tank, it means that you stole that money in the first place. If you have made 1 billion naira, you must, maybe you have assets in property, or you bought stocks, or you understand. So I'm thinking that after the Central Bank of Nigeria has successfully withdrawn all this money from circulation, they should make it difficult for people to go to the bank and withdraw large amount of money by going cashless, for example. And if they want to print any money at all, they should only print coins naira, 1,000 naira coin, 500 naira coin, 200 naira coin, 100 naira coin, so that it will be difficult for people to withdraw 1 billion and go and keep it somewhere because it's all coin. It's so heavy they can't carry it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice step. Let me tell Demola something. They started. I saw one of the raps by one of the raps of Johnny Park, 2015.
Yeah.
So it was before Buhari came to power. It was part of PDP loot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back to your question. It still boils down to the same fact that anybody in position of authority, you are all for, you are government official, you are this, you are that. They have patience for stealing. And when they steal, they use it to oppress others. Yeah. So when you are stealing this sum of money, to do what? You don't invest it. Right? You don't put somebody, you don't employ people, or you kept it in the house. For what? You should you put it to the you set up, you try and set up organization, right? Okay, this is what we want to do. We want to be funding. We want maybe don't know agencies or all this stuff, right? But these people, I don't know the way they think. Is the method, somebody who doesn't believe that they can find themselves in a position of authority, they just find themselves there. They will just be accumulating, like the Accountant General of Nigeria. So they find 80 billion, 80 billion, 80 billion, not million, 80 billion. They still find another billion. For what?
Now withdrawn in cash.
Withdrawing cash. For what? What do we do with this such money? Where some people have a lot of pensioners, they go to Abuja to go and die. From Ibadan, from Lagos, from everywhere, all over the country. They don't do a system. They don't incorporate a system whereby you can stay at the comfort of your house and they will pay into your account. Accounting system, good accounting system. These are the things we need in Nigeria, right? To curb stealing and corruption, right? So, as a result, I will, like I said earlier on, I will encourage all the decision makers in Nigeria. Let's introduce into the curriculum, right? Like all these kids, 4-year-old, they taught them that they should be their brother's keeper. In America, they taught them that, okay, anything that affects your brother affects you. They teach them exercise. They teach them to be doing at least 3 games, to engage themselves in 3 games. And you, as a father or mother, you must be bringing your children to, during the vacation, you must take your children to the school to go and participate in games, in sporting activities. Right? At least 3 sporting activities, your children must be doing it. It's a criminal offense here in America if they don't do it. So we need a new orientation right from the primary school, right? Secondary school and colleges in Nigeria.
Okay.
So once we do that, we can know that, okay, the amount of money I'm teaching, I'm keeping, yeah, I can't spend it. Let me give to people who doesn't have. Let me, operate on a charitable organization, right? So these are the ways to bring, to inculcate fairness and justice to the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Lighton. So, Demola, I want to, I know you are an economist, and the reason why we got into this problem where over 70% of money in circulation is hidden under the bed and in septic tanks is because, as you said, greed, number one, and people cannot actually they can't tell you how they come about this money. So that's why they are hiding it. If you make your money genuinely, you will not be hiding it. So, but the problem is, why is it so easy for somebody to walk to a bank and say, I want to withdraw 1 billion, and they withdraw it? And what can the central bank do now to make sure that the new money they are printing now will not end up in the same place?
Yeah, I hope there will be more sanity from after the new currency is introduced, and that is why they are making things more, because as of the time that this money was looted, the Nigerian currency system was not that as good as what it is now, because we have a point of sales transaction in Nigeria now. People are using more of their bank card rather than cash for most transaction now in Nigeria, which is not being used before. And there is also it's easy now to trace to follow any money now, because every bank account holders now can be recognized, either institution or private or whatever, or individual. All these are now being streamlined already now, and follow also by this e-currency that is being encouraged for people to use more of a cashless transaction. All this will create more sanity, but the first thing is to mop up all this money that are idle, because look, if you print 1 naira, it's if it's in circulation all the time and it's not buried somewhere, it can generate a value of 1 million naira because of the flow, the multiplier effect of flow of that money. Because the moment it's changing hand from one hand to the other, is generating more value, even though it's 1 naira. But if it's idle in one place, it remains 1 naira. Understand? So it's because of most of this money is one of the things that is affecting the Nigerian economy. And that is why the inflation is going on so much, because a lot of this money are just being stored somewhere and not allowed to flow. So the economy is not flowing. So by the time all this, I think with the mop up of all this money that is being taken up from idle hands now, from wherever they are all over, then the central bank will now be able to critically evaluate the actual currency that we have in Nigeria, and then it will now affect, and I believe strongly that we have improved the value of the currency.
Thank you very much. Lighter, in abroad, the last time I went to Canada and I needed some Canadian dollars, I had to go to my bank and I had to fill a form. I have to tell them what I want to use the money for. And the money actually came through my bank account. I didn't take money there to go and buy. Unlike Nigeria, where you can just go to Sabongeri with maybe 1 million naira and they convert it for you, the kind of money they give it to you. Why is it so difficult in Nigeria? Why people can just go to any corner shop and you can buy what's it called, dollars or pound sterling in any corner shop in Sabo or in any. Why is it so? Why can't we do things properly in Nigeria?
Yeah, we are on it, because I can remember Obasanjo era, Joseph Sanusi have to ban everybody. No individual should buy more than $2,000, and corporate you can't buy more than 2,500. And if you want to buy larger quantity of money, dollars, you have to go through central bank and bid through your company. So they are regulating it little by little. But the only caveat is those people who believe that they are bigger than the law of the country. You know, we have two laws in Nigeria: the law for the haves and the law for the have not.
Mm.
So a majority, those people control the economy, and those people who have they are the lawmakers are the lawmakers. They are the law defaulters in Nigeria. So they default, they are the law they make themselves, right? So gradually, government is regulating it. Unlike before, you know, we have road regulation now in Nigeria, but people are not patronizing. At time will come when they will, okay, we want to know where you buy your money, the currency you are taking out of Nigeria. So if they should do that, anybody wants to buy currency, you want to buy any, go to the bank, be through your bank. Your account is there, they will debit your account, they will give you the equivalent of foreign currency you want to buy. That is how it's supposed to be. You don't just walk in and buy dollar. And no, it's wrong.
For
But
no
that
reason
is
at
what
all, yeah.
people
Mm.
say that again.
I say for no reason at all, people just go and say, I want to buy.
Yeah, for no reason at
Yeah.
all. You just go there, you go and buy dollar. That is why dollar is expensive every day. Everybody wants to buy dollar. If you want, okay, I remember when you want to buy something from all the government officials, you want to give them time. They will ask you to go and change it to dollar. They don't collect naira.
Even some airlines are saying that they want to be collecting dollars. They don't want naira anymore.
No, it's wrong.
Mm.
How can we say we want to be collecting naira in our country, in America, or we want to be collecting pound naira in Britain? It's wrong. You don't do that.
Okay.
Because they discovered that Nigeria no law in Nigeria. You see the Chinese coming to expunge, I mean to ever to scavenge for gold in the Kesha land. So no law in Nigeria. So we just but gradually I think we are going there. Right?
Thank you, Lighton. Demola, what do you think this government can do to stem the downfall of the naira? I mean, naira to dollar. What do you think they can do? Because I was told now that the pound sterling is now 1,005 naira, 1,005. It's crossed the 1,000 mark, and it's still going down. What do you think Nigerians can do? Nigerian government can do now?
Nigerian government can do a lot, but it's not just the government; it's the whole the country need to do a lot. Your currency, the value of your currency is the level of your productivity. If you are not producing and you are asking for foreign goods, then the value of your currency will go down. Our major earning of foreign exchange is the oil, and the oil sector have been vandalized. There's not much income coming from there, so it certainly affect the value of the naira. So if they can stabilize our foreign earning, if you increase your foreign earning, then you'll be able to pay for foreign goods in foreign currency that you earn. So if you are not earning foreign currency, then you need to reduce your importation. You need to reduce this consumption of foreign goods. It's a law of demand and supply. If you are demanding for foreign goods and you don't have foreign currency, then because your currency will be, people we are taking it at a risk, and they will be demanding for a higher number of it because they need to know that if they have that money, if they have to accept naira for foreign goods, then they need to know that if they bring the naira to Nigeria, they will get more than the equivalent of whatever they are exchanging the product for. So you have to have products that can be earning foreign exchange. So, or else limit your foreign consumption. So if you lower your demand for foreign currency, your currency will appreciate. If you increase your earning of foreign currency, then your currency will appreciate as well. But if you are not earning much, you are not producing much, it's just our gross domestic product. If you are not producing, your currency will go down. So we need to enhance production, our agricultural production, our industrial production. We also have the e-commerce or all these computerized or the systems that all these areas of development, even our Nollywood sector, the entertainment sectors also, that are handling foreign exchange are also helping to improve. And talk less about a lot of Nigeria, a lot of the country is even being subsidized by people like us in diaspora, because it's most of the earnings, foreign currency that we are earning in Nigeria, it's from people in diaspora that we are sending home, not even from the products that people produce home, but it's out of our productivity abroad that we are even able to send a lot of this money back home.
Thank you very much, Nimula. Our time is fast spent, so I won't be able to give you 1 minute each to say a social media declaration. We've come to the end of today's deliberation, and thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I want to thank you, Mr. Ademola Adisa in the United Kingdom. Mr. Adisa, thank you for coming to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Olata Didigba, also, thank you for coming to today's meeting.
It's my pleasure being here tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, all our viewers. Thank you for watching this program. If you like this program, please share it and put a like button on it. Send it to all your friends. Please, if you have not subscribed, push that subscription button. It's free of charge. You're not going to be charged for it, so that when we do our next video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. Thank you all, and God bless you.